4 signs you're meant to close cycles. There comes a moment in life when silence overtakes every voice. The burden of what you've carried no longer belongs in your hands. That's when you realize you didn't just stumble into this chapter. You were summoned to close it. Cycles don't conclude by chance, but by necessity. Here are 4 signs you weren't born to repeat, but to finish what others COULDN, single quotes T.1. The old no longer moves you neither with pain nor with pleasure. When things that once ignited your soul now feel quiet, not dead, not bitter, but simply irrelevant, you're not numb. You've simply grown beyond that cycle's reach dot. As Marcus Aurelius once stated, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. But sometimes, what was once the way is no longer even in your path. If betrayal no longer wounds, if praise no longer excites, if their opinions fall on you like raindrops on stone, you're not broken. You're being emptied so you can move forward with less. Emotional detachment doesn't mean a lack of feeling. It means you've stopped giving your power to what's already behind you. This is a sacred detachment. It's not escape, it's elevation. 2. You feel an urge to burn bridges without bitterness. There's a distinction between rage and resolve. You're not cutting people off out of anger. You're simply unwilling to dilute your energy for what no longer aligns with your direction. Seneca once wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." To embark on a new life, you must first be brave enough to end the old one. And the truest ending demands no final word. You simply leave, not to make a statement, but because there's nothing left to explain. No apologies, no vengeance, just stillness. For those meant to evolve, don't wait for permission to move on. We don't announce our exits. We become them. 3. You no longer seek closure because you've created your own. There was a time you craved answers. You wanted to know why they did it, what went wrong, why it concluded as it did. You believed healing came wrapped in explanations. But now, you don't chase closure anymore. You've realized silence is an answer, absence is a response, and sometimes the most powerful closure is walking away without needing to be understood. Epictetus taught us it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. When we stop judging what happened as good or bad, we stop being prisoners of our past. You no longer need them to apologize. You no longer need to prove you were right. You simply let go, not because they deserve peace, but because you do. You've become your own resolution. And that's when the cycle ends, when your inner peace no longer depends on outer validation. 4. Your solitude no longer feels empty. It feels sacred. There was a time when being alone felt like punishment. The silence was deafening. Stillness felt like abandonment. But now, something has shifted. Now you don't flee solitude. You return to it. You've come to understand what Seneca meant when he said, "The greatest blessing of mankind is within us and within our reach." You've stopped seeking noise to drown your thoughts. You've stopped chasing people to distract you from yourself, because you've faced the void and found peace staring back. You now realize solitude is not loneliness, it's self-respect. It's the sacred space where you heal, where you rebuild, where you remember who you truly are without the world's noise shaping your identity. When solitude becomes your sanctuary, you've closed the cycle that kept you needing approval, attention, or distraction. And you've stepped into something far more powerful, inner sovereignty. You are not here to remain stuck. You were never meant to endlessly orbit a chapter that no longer challenges your soul. A higher order, call it fate, call it the universe, has placed this fire inside you, not to destroy, but to purify. Every time you feel the tug to close a cycle, remember, you are not abandoning your past. You're honoring it by refusing to. Let it chain your future. This is not the end. It's the silence before your real beginning. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the Stoic Verse for more Stoic wisdom to guide your journey.